shopping, but hear me out. I think I want to get some more books for the free little library. I had to come across town for an appointment. Now that that is done, I am not far from an Ollie's that is a really good one. I've gone to it a couple of times and they just have a really good selection. And I'm like, what's a little extra book shopping going to hurt, especially because we're going to be giving these books away anyway. So I think I'm going to head there. I totally planned on starting this later because I want to get my shelves organized. So I still want to do that because I have a ton of books that I've just gotten over the last couple of weeks. And yeah, it's just, they're all over the place. So we need to get those organized and on my shelf. And I also want to just see if there's any books that are currently sitting on my shelf that I'm like, I'm not going to get around to reading these. So I also want to just evaluate if I want to give any of those to the free little library. And then we'll go to the free little library and give some books away. I don't know if I'll be able to go today, but for sure tomorrow, just because the weather is a little iffy right now. So we're for sure going to go to Ollie's today and get some organizing done and some reading, of course. But the free little library part, I think I may need to save that to tomorrow. I don't know. We're going to get it all done, and I want to bring you along for this whole bookish journey. So grab something to drink, grab something to eat, and let's head to Ollie's. It's finally time to do the thing that I have been putting off, which is putting all of these books on the bookshelf. I'm actually kind of nervous because like seeing all of these books here at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if it's going to fit on the bookshelf, but we're going to see. So I think that the strategy that we used the last time worked really well, where I organized all of the books that I needed to organize into stacks by genre and then like put them on the shelves where they would fit. And then if it didn't fit, then we figured that one out later, but we put the books that fit on the shelves first. I don't know. I think that strategy is going to work. We're going to see. After this, though, I do want to walk you through all of the books that I got from Ollie's today to give to the free little library. And I do think I want to do maybe like a full roundup of all of the books that I'm going to be giving to the free little library, just in case you missed the last vlog. And I think that's it. Pretty sure. Oh, actually, wait, I do want to walk you through how my shelves are organized, and then we'll get to organizing. Okay, so on the first shelf, I have kind of like a hodgepodge of different genres. First up, I have the series, or one of the two series that really got me into reading. It's the Allie Carter Gallagher Girls series. The other series that really got me into reading, like I'd say like more seriously, was the Twilight series. In the middle, we have some of the classics that I absolutely love, Wuthering Heights and Pride and Prejudice. And then I'd say on the right is a mix of, I don't know, it's like a mix, a little bit of historical fiction, lit fic, both YA and adult lit fic. We have a little bit of sci-fi-y, and then we also have a couple of biographies, autobiographies, and then this one's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like a biography-ish. I don't know. It's a hodgepodge on this first shelf. So on the second shelf, I would say this is like more of my self-help shelf. On the left, we have, I would say, the general self-help. It's not necessarily specific to Christian self-help, but on the right is more of a Christian self-help leaning stack that I have over there. And so my third shelf is primarily my romance shelf. I didn't mix any romantasy in that shelf just because I think that it fit more with fantasy. And at the time, I didn't have a lot of physical copies of fantasy, so it just made sense to put them in there. But now that I have it all laid out, I don't even think that I could fit romantasy on that shelf. On my fourth shelf, I have my business stack, and then I have my full fantasy, both YA and adult fantasy, and then a little bit of romantasy mixed in there. And then on my fifth shelf, I have all of my parenting, pregnancy, NICU related books. So that's a quick roundup overview of how my shelves are organized. Now let's get into actually putting each of these books that need to go on the shelf into their respective genre stack. First up in the stack, we have Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. This is a thriller. I don't have much thriller, so this will probably go on the top shelf, even though I'm starting to run out of space, so not 100% sure how we're going to reorganize those, but that's where that one will go. Also, this is one that will go on the top shelf. This is The Lion Women of Tehran, and this is, I believe, a mix of historical fiction, a coming-of-age story, and I believe lit fic or something like that. I'm almost certain. If I'm remembering the summary correctly, I believe that's where this would fit. So this would also go into that top shelf where it's a mix of genres where I don't have a lot grouped together. That's where that one will go. Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. This will be on my romance shelf, although I think this might be the last book that I can fit on there, if I can fit it on there. So I'm just going to put it at the top there. Next, we have a fantasy. This is The Stone Sky by N.K. Jemisin. This is the third book, I believe. Yes, in the Broken Earth series. Funny story. I have the first book and the third book, not the second book. I saw this at Half Price Books, and it was pretty much spanking new. And I was like, I'm not leaving without this, especially because it's on sale. So really excited to add this to the shelf. And then I'm hoping that I can find the second book in this series on sale somewhere. Next up, we have The Whole Brain Child. This is one of the parenting books, so that will go at the bottom. Oh, Lord. Another romance book, and it's a thick one. Okay, this is going to be interesting. I have Real by Kennedy Ryan. I believe this is a mix of contemporary romance and a historical style romance. So, yeah, we're getting thick on the romance. We're getting thick on the romance. Next up, I have Robin Hood. This is one of my classics, so this will go on the stack at the top with Pride and Prejudice and Wuthering Heights. So this has its own. Okay, this is interesting. So these are the second and the third book in the Hunger Games series. I'm currently reading the first book in the series, and technically this is a YA dystopian. Do I have? Oh, I think I have another dystopian, but I don't think I have any other dystopians where this would fit. This is not fantasy. It's not. So I'm okay, I'm going to put this in its own stack for now because I don't know where I'm going to do. This is the first book in, I believe this is The Children of Blood and Bone. I don't know what the actual series is called. I don't think it's called The Children of Blood and Bone, but this is the first book in that series. And I am really excited and also scared to read this series because I've heard a lot about the third book. So really excited to add this to the shelf and dig into this, but with caution. So I'll put this on the fantasy stack. Oh goodness, these two are both romances. I gotta figure out this romance stack. These are two books in the Element series by Brittany Cherry. The first one I have is The Air He Breathes, and the next one I have is The Fire Between High and Low. And I don't know how I'm going to fit all of these books on this romance shelf, but we'll figure that out later. So I'll put those there. And then last but not least, I just read this book. This is Ace of Spades. This is a YA thriller. So I have officially two thrillers that I can stack together. So let me do the one that's easiest first, which is Robin Hood, a classic. I will put that at the top. Next, I think I want to tackle this fourth and, let me put that over there, the fourth and the fifth row, because I think I just need to move this business stack to the bottom shelf to make space for all of the fantasy. So I'm going to slide that over. I need to put this in here. Then I'm going to slide this in here. Stack. This will fit. Stay. Okay, now I think I can tackle the fantasy. Let's put this, yeah. And then Children of Blood and Bone. Go good here. All right, and now for the romance. I think I have to do the romance. I think I'm gonna have to do the romance one next, maybe. Huh. Let's see. Okay, so after really looking at the romance shelf, I don't think I can fit like these books. I have 4 books that I need to fit on that shelf, and I just don't think that I'm gonna be able to fit them on there. However, I'm thinking that the 4th shelf may be a little wider than the 3rd shelf. So I do think I want to like just switch it to see if I move them, if there is really more space or if it's like an optical illusion. So I think I'm going to do that first. But otherwise, I think I may have to unhaul some of these romances that I'm not actually going to get to for a while. Which I don't want to do, but they don't fit. So. Okay, so I think it is an optical illusion. I think it's about the same space, like it's what and what on both shelves. So it's not really gonna do much of a difference. It's not gonna do much of a difference. Okay, so the books that I think that I am going to unhaul, I think I'm gonna unhaul Love Theoretically first because I only got this book for 2 reasons. One, because I wanted to support her because of all of the foolishness that was going on online. Not going to get into it, but I was just like, let me just support. And I also saw this on sale at half price book. So I said, why not? I'll give it a try. But I don't think that I'm actually going to read this probably anytime soon. I just haven't been in the mood for this type of romance. So I think I'm going to unhaul this. We'll put this in the maybe stack. And then... Woo, tight fit. Okay. Fits barely. Very barely. Okay. Magnolia Parks. Okay. I don't know where I'm going to fit this. This isn't going to fit. I don't know which one I'm going to give up. So we're going to put this to the side for now. So I think the next shelf that I can tackle is the top shelf. I think that's the other shelf that's gonna have a lot of movement. So let's figure out what we're gonna do up there. I think okay. Thinking. What am I gonna do? 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 What? Okay. Can't fit nothing else here. So I can't move anything here. But what I do think that I can do, I think I can move this and get creative on the bottom shelf. Just because really with those parenting books, like they don't need to be like easy access. A lot of those are reference. And so I picked them up like when needed. So I think I'm going to move this stack to the bottom and maybe stack the bottom with the parenting books. It's not going to be like aesthetically pleasing, but I think that's where we're at right now without me basically having to get a new shelf, which I'm trying not to do. Trying not to do because I don't think I have the space. but only have the space. I don't think I have space. So put that there for now. These, we'll reposition those later. I love this beautiful set. Here's where we got to figure it out. Okay, so I have my 2 thrillers, which none of these are really thrillers, so I'm going to just stick these here. Okay, so I do think that I am going to unhaul Empty Vows by Mary Monroe because I tried reading, what was the first book in the series? Oh my goodness. This is the second book in a series. Mrs. Wiggins, that is what the first book is called. I soft DNF'd it just because I felt a trigger coming on, so I don't think that I'm going to get around to this anytime soon. So I think I'm going to add this to the stack for the free little library. So that leaves The Lion Woman of Tehran, which is technically historical fiction, which none of these are the historical fiction that I did have. I'm giving that to the free little library. So we are just going to stick this here. Oh, it's looking like I'm gonna have to get another shelf, which I don't want to do. I really don't want to do that. Dang it. So that didn't work. That didn't work. And I still have like the books that I'm currently reading that are still gonna have to fit on there. And at this point, I'm like, I don't know how all these books are gonna fit. And I'm not gonna stop buying books. So I think I'm gonna have to get another shelf. I don't even know if they still sell this shelf because I don't want to like have to get like a whole new shelf system yet. Like, but I'm also like, is it another shelf like this even gonna fit? I don't even know if it's gonna fit. That's a conundrum. Okay, I think for now, what I'm gonna do is get the bottom shelf together. I'm just gonna keep these on my nightstand or on like my side bookshelf for now that's by my desk. And then do the thing that I didn't want to do, which is go see if they have this shelf still. It's fine. It's fine. This is a good problem to have. This is a good problem to have, just not one I wanted right now. Not what I wanted right now. So I think, let me just put this to the side, organize the bottom shelf, and then I will go over all of the books that we're going to give to a free little library tomorrow. And now we're going to have to go bookshelf shopping tomorrow because I don't want these books just sitting around. So we're going to figure this out. Really not liking this top shelf anymore, so I think I'm just gonna rearrange it a little bit so that it's more pleasing to my eyes. So I think I'm gonna move the biographies and autobiographies over to the side and then just split it up like that. That feels better. Okay, after sitting with it for a little bit, I do think I'm gonna move romance back up to the 3rd shelf and fantasy back to the 4th shelf. I think I just like how it flowed better on those two, so I think I'm gonna flip-flop those. We will see, but let me go over the books that I got from Ollie's and then just do a full quick recap of all of the books that we are gonna be gifting to the free little library tomorrow. So first up, we have This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. This is the 2nd book in the Skyland series, and I absolutely love this book in the series. I haven't finished the 1st book, and then I haven't started the 3rd book yet, but love this book. It is one of my favorite romances, and this follows Soledad Barnes and just her path journey to rediscovery, self-love, and a bunch of other things. I don't want to give away the plot in this book, but I really, really enjoyed it. And I believe that this technically would fit under the contemporary romance genre. I think this is going to be a really great add to the Free Little Library. I'll read a little bit of the back in case you're not familiar with this series, but it says Soledad Barnes has her life all planned out because, of course, she does. She plans everything. She fixes everything. She never met a party she couldn't host or a charge she couldn't lead. And then I won't read that next sentence because I think it will give a little bit away. Okay, I'll read this last sentence. It says, can she trust herself after all she's lost and found? Is she brave enough to take a risk for what could be? So really, really love this book and excited to add this to the Free Little Library. Next up, we have I Did a New Thing, 30 Days to Living Free by Tabitha Brown. And I haven't read any of her books before, but when I saw this in Ollie's, I was really surprised because her books are really popular. But I was like, I'm definitely going to get this to the Free Little Library because I think this is more on a self-help scale of books. And I don't think I picked up any self-help books before. So I thought that this would be a good, diverse add to the Free Little Library. It says on the back, or maybe I should read the front or the inside. No, I think I'll read the back. Okay, so it says, years ago, I did a personal challenge that I called I Did a New Thing. Every single time I did the challenge, I would learn something different about myself and my mind would expand. In 2017, one of the new things I tried was a 30-day vegan challenge. Here we are 6 years later, and my life has never been the same. There's something about stepping outside your comfort zone, right? When you do new things you've never done before, yes, it can be scary, but it also can be freeing. And y'all know Tab is all about living free, yes? Here in this book, we'll do a new thing each day for 30 days, and the beautiful thing is we'll do it together. I'm really excited to add this to the Free Little Library because I know that some self-help books are not for everybody, but I do think that this will be a good fit for somebody. Let me know down below if you've read this book or any books from Tabitha Brown before. Next up, we have The House of Eve by Sadika Johnson, and I have seen this book in a couple of different places. I believe that it's historical fiction. It also is a Reese's Book Club pick, and I just thought that this would be another diverse add because I don't think I had any historical fiction in my last pickup for the Free Little Library, so I wanted to add this. I'll read a little bit of the back of the book because I'm not really sure what it is about, but it says, in the 1950s Philadelphia, 15-year-old Ruby is on track to becoming the first in her family to attend college, but a taboo love affair threatens to pull her back down into the poverty and desperation that has been passed down onto her like a birthright. It then says, Eleanor arrives in Washington, D.C. with ambition and secrets. When she meets the handsome William Pride at Howard University, I always love when Howard is mentioned in books. I love it, especially if it's an accurate depiction of Howard. I love that. But back to this description, it says they fall madly in love, but William hails from one of DC's elite wealthy Black families, and his parents don't let just anyone into their fold. I'll skip down a little bit, and it says, with their stories colliding in the most unexpected of ways, Ruby and Eleanor will both make decisions that change the trajectory of their lives. This sounds like a good time for anyone who likes historical fiction. Let me know down below if you've read anything from Sadika Johnson or if you've read this book specifically. Last but definitely not least is Family Lore by Elizabeth Acevedo, and I absolutely love this cover. I've seen this book in a couple of bookstores and in the other Ollies, but I said, you know what, it's time to pick this up because it is a Good Morning America Book Club pick. It's also the winner of the National Book Award, so I said, let me read this and see if I should add this to the Free Little Library. And after reading just a couple of sentences in the inside cover, I said, yep, this is what I need to add. So I believe this technically would be lit fic. And then there's probably a subgenre in here that I'm not thinking of, but let me read the inside of the cover. It says, Flor has a gift. She can predict to the day when someone will die. So when she decides she wants a living wake, a party to bring her family and community together to celebrate the long life she's led, her sisters are surprised. Has Flor foreseen her own death or someone else's? Does she have other motives? She refuses to tell her sisters Matilde, Pastora, and Camilla. But Flor isn't the only person with secrets. Her sisters are hiding things too. and the next generation of cousins, Ona and Yadi, faced a tumult of their own. Spanning the 3 days prior to the wake, family lore traces the lives of each of the Marte women, weaving together past and present, Santo Domingo and New York City. I am really excited to add this to the Free Little Library, and I just love just the premise of the book, and I really hope someone enjoys it. Let me know down below if you've read this book or read anything from Elizabeth Acevedo. Okay, so let's go over all of the books that I am going to be gifting to the Free Little Library tomorrow. I did decide that I am going to keep Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood, since I'm probably going to get a new shelf tomorrow. So I'm just going to keep that book, and then we will figure out the romance shelf tomorrow. We'll figure that out tomorrow. But anyways, back to these books. First up, we have Empty Vows by Mary Monroe. This is a historical fiction. It's also the second book in a series that I'm not 100% what the series is called, but the first book in the series is Mrs. Wiggins. Next up, we have the pickups that I got from Half Price Books in my last bookstore trip, and we have 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. This is a second chance contemporary romance. I don't know the other tropes, but it's for sure a second chance contemporary romance. Next up, we have Because of Mrs. Bridgerton, a Bridgerton prequel by Julia Quinn. This is a Regency romance, and this comes before all of the other Bridgerton books. I'm not sure what the first book is called, but and I don't know if there's another prequel. I don't know if she has multiple prequels, but this is for sure at least one of them. Next up, we have Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Meyer, or Mayer, maybe that's how you say it. And this is a romantasy. I was very surprised when I read that this was a romantasy, because I just knew it was a dark romance, but it's a romantasy. I think that there are 3 or 4 books in the series, and I think that this is the first one. Pretty sure this is the first one. Next up, we have Verity by Colleen Hoover. Never read anything from Colleen Hoover, but I believe that this is one of the more popular ones, and I think it's like a thriller romance. Pretty sure. Yes, a standalone romantic thriller. So a romantic thriller. Next up, we have Educated by Tara Westover. This is a memoir. I saw this book literally everywhere when it came out, and I have heard a couple of good reviews about it, so excited about this one. Next, we have The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, and I believe this is a coming-of-age story and literary fiction. I'm trying to remember. I believe. Pretty sure. I'm almost certain that's the genre. I'm tired. I believe that that's the genre for this book, but really excited about this. And those are the books that I got from Half Price Books. And then, of course, the ones that we just went over, Family Lore by Elizabeth Acevedo, which lit fic. And then it also sounds like it has a little bit of magical realism in there, like sprinkled in. Then we have The House of Ease by Sidika Johnson, which is historical fiction, lit fic. And then we have Self-Help, I Did a New Thing by Tabitha Brown. And then last but not least, we have This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan, the second book in the Skyland series, which is contemporary romance. So those are all of the books that we're going to be gifting to the Free Little Library tomorrow. I am really, really excited about this, just because I just love the diversity in the books that I was able to find and just add. So really excited about these. I think that I probably need to take a quick break. I think I am going to do a little bit of coloring, winding down, and then I will see you tomorrow for bookshelf shopping and gifting these books to a Free Little Library, or a few. We'll just see what tomorrow brings, because maybe the Free Little Library is full, maybe it's empty. I don't know. We'll see what tomorrow brings. So I was about to start coloring, and something that I have been waiting on arrived in the mail at the very perfect time. So let me get it. More colors. I am so excited about these colors. It's so funny how like the smallest of things can like bring you so much joy and like inject energy into your body. I was so tired, and then when I saw this package, I was like, oh, we are opening this right now.
So I am getting a bit of a late start today. Well, it's more like a bit of a late start today. I am just not feeling that well. Like, I woke up this morning and my body was like, yeah, nah, not today. Not today. So I rested and just had a very, very chill start to the day. But I was like, you know what? I need to get out of this bed. I need to get out of this bed, get some fresh air, and then get some soup. So I made, I know this sounds like really backward, but girl math. I wanted some really good soup / ramen and some pho. I know that was a lot of a combination right there, but I said, let me go to one of my favorite spots to get it. I just had a taste for their specific ramen, and so I made the trek. I know, it does not make sense. I know. I'm talking myself through it, and I'm like, girl, you don't feel well, but you made this whole drive? Yes, I did. One of my love languages is food, so yes, I made the drive. Anyways, let me get something to eat, and then we'll head to the free little library, and then I'm gonna head home after that. I was really surprised that free little library was empty, and also I was not expecting it to be on a college campus. When I saw that it said Arlington Hall, when I put in the Google search for free little libraries like in the area, I said Arlington Hall, but I was like, oh, that means it's going to be City Hall. No, it was not City Hall. I think that was a dorm, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure. It might be. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that it was a hall, a dormitory hall within the campus. Anyways, I was just really surprised that it was empty and didn't have anything in it, and kind of sad just because I don't know, like I was like, dang, like it doesn't have any books in there. So I'm really glad that I came to this one, but I also did not donate all of the books that I had to this free little library because it was a college campus. I think some of these books just wouldn't be a good fit. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 books left, but I think I'm going to gift them another day because I think my body is starting to be like, you've hit your capacity for the day. So I'm going to go home, drink some of this soup, and just rest and try to recover. And then I'll figure out another free little library that I can give those books away. But yeah, I was just like, I don't think that these would be a good fit. So I was like, let me just bring them home with me because I do want all of those books to, get chosen and find a new home. So anyways, thank you so much for joining me today. If you've made it to this point in the video, welcome to the end of the video, crew. Be sure to drop a book stack in the comment section. I always love to know who's joined me for the entire video, and I just really enjoy our conversations in the comment section. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, like, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss a new video from me. Until the next time, happy reading. Bye, y'all.